welcome to our Facebook Live. Today I'm going to be demoing our HappyFlock heat transfer vinyl and I can't wait to show you the project. You may have seen a sneak peek on our Instagram stories that I'm going to be decorating this lovely pink pastel cushion cover, perfect for outdoor spaces or indoors. You may have seen, which I'll show you quickly, my last live where I created this lovely long table runner using our Happy Flex and Happy Glitter heat transfer vinyl. So you can head over to our YouTube channel, Instagram or our Facebook page and you'll be able to see us making that one there. Hello everyone who's joining. So today we're going to be demoing our HappyFlock vinyl. So we have so many colours in this vinyl. This isn't even all of them. The colour I'm using today, well I'm actually using 3 colours, includes this lovely pastel pink colour, which is one of my favourites. Lovely bright yellow colour and a white. I thought I'd go with the daisy theme as I do love a tropical and sort of floral garden theme, as that is what I'm going with. So yeah, I can't wait to get stuck in and show you really. We're using our HappyPress for A4 Auto Open Heat Press and I'm going to get straight into it and I'm going to pre-press the cushion first. So as you can see on this heat press, we have a drawer function here, which you can pull the handle in and out if you do need to. So I'm going to pull it out a little bit actually, just so you can see how great this feature is because you've got an extra workspace. So I'm going to pop the cushion cover on and make sure the zip is on the outside and then lock that back into place. You'll just hear a little click and then press this. So you may need to change the pressure. Hello! You may need to change the pressure, so you can do that by adjusting the knob on top. So this can suit your fabric because if you're doing like a thinner t-shirt like this, you might want more pressure. So this is just really handy for that. So I'm going to pre-press the other side as well and make sure all the creases and moisture are out. It's really important because you want to make sure that the vinyl has a lovely base to adhere to. Hello everyone joining, so good to see you guys. If you have any questions, please feel free to pop them in the question box below and we'll be happy to answer them for you. So, I'm really excited to add our HappyFlock vinyl. On top, I'm going to go straight in with this giant white HappyFlock daisy. So I've cut this on our Silhouette Cameo 4 cutter, but you could use an alternative cutting machine such as Cricut or Brother Scan and Cut. Our vinyls work just as good on there. So I'm going to place this onto the cushion cover shiny side up on top here. Just got to make sure, sometimes it's nice just to rearrange and see whereabouts the kind of placement you want. Okay, and then I'm going to add this happy release paper on top. So we do sell this we sell everything in our online shop at happyfabric.co.uk. But if you don't have any happy release paper, you could also use greaseproof paper. It's just to make sure that your vinyl is protected as well as your heat press. And if you are layering, it is very, very handy because you don't want to be applying the heat directly to the vinyl if it doesn't have the clear carrier on top. So I'll pop the happy release paper on top. Now I've already set my time and temperature to suit the HappyFlock. So HappyFlock has a completely different time and temperature setting, but we have all of our settings available on our website, so you can download a DIY sheet in the download section and it will tell you exactly all the settings that you need for washing it, for heat pressing and cutting, so you've got everything you need on there. But for HappyFlock in particular, you want the temperature at 165 degrees and you want to be pressing for 15 seconds. So if you're using a heat press, it's just one lot of 15 seconds. And if you're using an iron, then you want to make sure that you press that in sections. Hi everyone, join in. So I'm going to press the HappyFlock first for 15 seconds. And I've got my pressure quite tight on there so that it can press straight into the fabric. I pop that down. So because this is the auto open heat press, the HappyPress 4, it will open all on its own, so I don't have to worry about opening it up. So as you'll see, ta-da! And this is where the drawer function really helps as well. If I pop that open, you can see that you can really work away from the heated plastic on the top, because obviously that's going to be 165 degrees for flock, so you don't want to be touching that. And with HappyFlock, you also want to peel cool, so you want to make sure that cools down completely. Now, if you ever find any areas and you think, oh, I need to, you know, the heat hasn't quite got to that part, you can just add your Happy Release paper on top again and repress it. There's no problem with that at all. As long as you make sure that every part of a vinyl has had the heat, it will adhere to the fabric. So I like to just sometimes shake it around a little bit. As you can see, this is what it looks like with the shiny carrier on top. But once this has been peeled, HappyFlock feels amazing. That is why I love adding it to cushions, t-shirts. It has such a luxury sort of felt-like feel, velvety sort of feel. So I'm now going to peel this. So I'm just going to carefully have a look and start at one side just to make sure. And then try and show you a little bit more of a close-up here. Just peel, slowly peel the top carrier away. It's quite satisfying. Obviously with HappyFlock, because it is textured, it's not as a smoother peel as like Flex, because the Flex will peel really instantly because it's smooth. But it does have a bit of a texture to this one, which is really nice, very comforting feel. Lovely. So there is a slight area here which the heat didn't quite get to, so I will show you how I go about repressing. So just pop that more central now, because obviously I've just missed that off of the heat press. So I click that back into place and then pop some Happy Release paper on top and then just press it again. And make sure that pressure is high. So if you are using an iron, you just need to make sure you're on a nice, flat, even surface and you're pushing down onto the vinyl, because you need to make sure that sort of adheres into the weave of the fabric. Lovely. And as you can see, that's all attached. I love it. This is giving me, it's reminding me of that perfume. Does anyone know what it's called? I think it is called Daisy, isn't it? By Marc Jacobs. That's what it reminds me of. And this was just a design that I created on Silhouette Studio, and I just used lots of circles and circles, and then welded all the shapes together to create a flower shape, and then one in the middle as well. So as you can see on all of these flowers, I've left the middle open because I'm going to put the alternating colours inside with circles, which is really fun. So now I'm going to add the second layer, or the second flower, and I think I'm going to add the pink one because this is my favourite colour ever. I just love the pastels at the moment. I think just spring, summer, it just gives me so much joy seeing these colours everywhere, and they're all on the high street shops at the moment. So, and they also do match really well. Depending on what home decor you have, you could choose your colours to suit that. So I think, yeah, I'm going to go with that placement. I'm going to pop that on there, making sure that the flower is nice and inside there, and Happy Release paper on top. And then I'm going to push the drawer back into place and then press. Now you just want to make sure that Happy Release paper does also cover the other flower as well, because you don't want the heat directly going onto the flock vinyl. So, are you ready? Lovely. Put that out of the way. Now, as I said before, with HappyFlock, you just want to make sure it's cool before you peel away. And I can see just that top area as well. Didn't quite catch the heat there, so I'm going to just pop that back in and make sure this time. I'm just going to pop that back on and press again there. So I do have another example of HappyFlock on a t-shirt that's fully homemade, which I want to show you in a second as well. because you can really create subtle designs as well and very thin designs. This is a very big block colour design. So just make sure, I'll let that cool down and I'll show you this t-shirt that I've got here. Here's one I made earlier, it's like Blue Peter. And as you can see from a distance, you might not be able to tell where it is, but my favourite thing about this is that when you get a little bit closer, you can see the HappyFlock there on the shoulders, and they actually go over to the other side slightly as well. Now, the reason why I chose this lovely blue flock in this design is because I wanted it quite subtle. I didn't want it too bright and bold. So you can really change your design depending on what you want, really. And this is a full hand-drawn design. So I sewed the t-shirt and then I also added the vinyl. So no one else will have this exact piece of outfit, this outfit. So yeah, it's a really nice thing to have in the wardrobe, and it makes a lovely gift if you are gift making. It doesn't just have to be clothing or cushions. You could do banners, wall hangings, tea towels, the table runner that I did the other week. If you did miss that, you can check that out on our YouTube channel because we've got the tutorial for that on there. So I'm going to peel this now, so I'm getting excited to add the next flower. So it's completely cooled down, and as you can see, I'm just peeling away. It's coming off actually so super easy. And there you go, you've got the pink one as well on there. This is definitely reminding me of something. Not just the perfume, it's reminding me of like a certain design, but I absolutely love it. I think it looks so nice out in the garden. I'm thinking garden party soon. Is anyone excited for the 17th of May? I know that we can start going inside a bit more as well, which I'm really looking forward to. But for hopefully the warmer weather, we'll be able to sort of sit outside, and I'm hopefully going to make sure the garden is looking lovely, have some nice cushions, completely homemade cushions, which is really nice. Something with your own design on. Now I'm going to add the yellow HappyFlock flower. These are all slightly different sizes as well. I wanted to make them all slightly different. And I'm going to pop that around about here. Shiny side up again, and happy release paper on top. Lovely. If you guys have any questions at all, feel free to ask in the questions comments box and I'll be happy to answer them for you. Lovely. So I'm going to pop the drawer back in and the top down. Now, as you can see, it's really easy to pop that down because I'm not even directly in front of it like you would be if you had a press. So I'm actually doing it at an angle, and it's still super easy. It's not heavy to pull down, and it locks into place really easily. So this is the auto open feature. As you can see, it opened itself, but we also do our HappyPresses in just the manual version, so as soon as the time is struck you can then pop it open yourself, but this is the added feature that you can add on. Just helps you create designs at extra speed, just gives you a bit more freedom to do other things while you're pressing. So this is what it's looking like so far. I love it. I feel like I need more flowers. I might end up adding more. But yes, so that is the layer, as you can see, with the carrier on. So I just need to make sure that's nice and cool before I peel. And the reason for that is because it has a lovely textured surface, the HappyFlock. So you just want to make sure it's cool, it's settled on the fabric before you peel it away. Because if you peeled it straight away while it's hot, you may get a little bits that lift up. No worries though, if you do that, you can save it and you can quickly pop it back down and repress if that does happen. So you can usually save it, which is really good. Now that's nice and cool. I will peel it a bit closer. Hopefully you can see that okay. I'm just going to peel from the side, just nice and slowly, and then eventually you will get all the areas. Oh, it's so nice. It's even brighter when you sort of peel the carrier away. It's just so vibrant. And the amount of colours that we do in this HappyFlock is pretty amazing. I think it's one of my favourite vinyls. And there we go, look at that. I really like that, really like it. I need to try and find the cushion insert, but that's it finished there. So you could just stop there, but this is me, so I can't stop there. I'm gonna go in and add some circles into the flowers now. So if you are doing a more complicated design, if you want to add more colours into your own design, or you're thinking about layering, let me talk to you a little bit about that, because HappyFlock, like I said before, has a textured surface. So you don't want to be layering flock on top of flock, unless you are creating something that's not going to be washed very often. If you want to add other colours into your design, I would recommend with HappyFlock to create your design and cut out the area where you want the next colour to be. For instance, this yellow little dot that I've cut out will fit exactly inside there. So you're not putting it directly on top of the flock, you're putting it directly onto the fabric. That would be my main recommendation for the HappyFlock. But if you wanted to layer HappyFlock on top of HappyFlex, for instance, HappyFlex has a lovely smooth surface. It's a heat transfer vinyl, and I happen to have an example on today. So as you can see, the N here, I can show you a bit close up later as well. The HappyFlex is underneath and then the HappyFlock is on top. Now that works really well, washable, and creates a lovely effect really, something really different. So let's get straight stuck in. Let's add the dots on. Now, because they're all different sizes, I've just basically alternated the colours. So the yellow is going inside the white. For a giant daisy, pop that on shiny side up, push that in. You just want to make sure it's definitely in the heat press, because you want to make sure that it gets the heat there. And I'm going to pop the Happy release paper on top and then press down. So it's 15-second press, and with the auto open feature it will open itself, but with the manual one you can also open it up, or you could use an iron as well, but just make sure that your whole design gets the heat. Lovely. Oh, I'm really excited about this because I haven't added colours with HappyFlock for ages, so that just looks like a lovely professional print. I'll show you a close-up of to try and show the texture for you, because it's so hard to show you without being in person, but it really has a lovely luxury velvety feel to it, which is why I love adding it to cushions. Just want to make sure that's nice and cool. So what I'm going to do while that's cooling, I'm going to add the other circles in. So we've got the yellow flower now, which I'm going to, oh actually I'll pop the drawer open again. I'm going to add the lovely pastel pink colour on. I'm going to place that inside because they fit directly, and pop the drawer back in. Greaseproof or Happy release paper on top, and pressing again at 15 seconds. Now the HappyFlock needs more time for pressing, and that is just because it is a thicker vinyl. It has that texture as well, so you need to make sure that it has slightly longer on the press and nice even pressure as well. If it hasn't quite stuck for you, you need to make sure maybe up the pressure a bit more when you are pressing. Ooh, it's looking really nice. Now I'm going to add the last dot. It's going to be a white dot inside the pink one. Here it is, shiny side up. Put that on there. Happy release paper. This is so exciting because this matches exactly with my house. So this is going to fit in with all the other cushions, and it's going to look really good if I do put it in the garden as well. Just adds something a little extra, doesn't it? Adds something, a bit of comfort and something different. No one else will have this cushion. Oh, that scared me then. Look at that. So they've still got the shiny carrier on top. So as soon as they're cool, they'll be ready to peel. So the yellow one is definitely ready to peel now. So I'm just going to slowly, see a little close up there, peel that away. Wow, it looks like it has been printed on there. It really does look lovely. Even I'm extra surprised at how good it's looking. So the pink one is now ready to peel. Just going to peel that away. Oh, that's so nice. And then the white one. Look at that. It's quite retro, isn't it? It's quite a retro type of print. And then all I need to do is just add, I could add more, but I won't in the live because I feel like later I'll be like, no, why did I add more? But I love the 3 flowers together. They work really well. And imagine doing a few of these, or if you have any old cushion covers that you just think, oh, it needs updating. I don't want to throw it away. I want to upcycle it. This is probably the perfect project. Just add some vinyl to the front and make it your own, and you don't have to buy a new one. Like, you don't have to throw it away. Just upcycle is definitely the way forward. I wanted to also show you an extra close-up of the t-shirt that I showed you earlier, just so you can see. So I'm just going to grab it and bring it over to the camera for you. So here is more of a close-up. You probably see it in the light now. Look how detailed that is, and that is HappyFlock. So it has just a lovely smooth, such a soft texture. I really do love this vinyl. And that's just all a hand-drawn design. Another question I sometimes get as well is, what happens if you don't have a cutting machine? Hello! I've just got another question there. How did you cut out the print on the t-shirt? So on that t-shirt that I was just showing you there, firstly I drew the design in black and white, which is really important because you want to make sure you've got a high contrast design. I then took a photo of that just on my phone and imported that into Silhouette Studio, which is the program for the Silhouette Cameo machine. So we sell the machines on our website, but you could also use alternative machines such as Brother Scan and Cut or Cricut. And we then outlined it, so there's a trace option on there, so you can trace the design, and then the machine will cut it out for you. It's pretty amazing, and we do have a tutorial for this on our Instagram page. Hopefully we'll do one on our YouTube channel soon as well, so you can get a more in-depth tutorial for it. But if you want to cut that intricately, I would definitely recommend getting a machine cutter for your vinyl. Alternatively, if you don't have a cutter, then you could also use your scissors or a craft knife, or my favourite tip ever, which I'll show you now. So these are some pieces of scrap vinyl I've had from this project. And if you take off the clear carrier, which I've been peeling away after heat pressing, if you slowly peel that away, just like this. So there's the carrier and that is the vinyl. Aha, so now, if any of you guys have any of these sort of hole punches, you can get all the different sort of shaped ones, like this star one here, from places like Hobbycraft or local craft shops. And then with the yellow vinyl here, so taking the clear carrier away, you can then pop that over the vinyl. It's hard to show you on camera, but I've just, there you go, hole punch one, and you have a star ready to add on to your project. So the way this works, shall I show you? Shall I add some stars to the back, and then you can see exactly how hole punching works. And I'll also show you how to hand cut the vinyl with scissors as well. Let's do it. I'm excited. I want to get straight into it. So let's open up the drawer here. So plain cushion cover. Pop that on here. And I've got my star here. So because this is HappyFlock, it has the textured surface just here. So you want to make sure it's texture side up if you are hole punching it. And pop that straight directly onto the fabric. Let's do some white as well. So we also have a little, look at this one here as well, this little love heart. So there you go. So just want to hole punch just like you would normally, just like paper, but just make sure that carrier has been taken off, because otherwise with the carrier on, it will be really thick and you don't want the hole punch to get clogged up. Don't want you breaking your hole punches, so it's best to just peel that away. It's less thick, it's softer on your hole punch. And then as you can see, this one's very small, but you've got a little tiny love heart ready to add. So textured side up again for HappyFlock. And then if you're wanting to cut the vinyl, you could just use a regular pair of scissors and you could either freehand cut it, for instance, a little love heart, or you could also draw around a stencil. So again, if you are doing a more intricate design, it may help if you want to draw around a stencil or a template that you've made, and then you can hand cut this. It'll make it so much easier than freehand cutting a more complicated design. So there is a hand cut love heart. So I haven't taken the carrier off for that one, so the clear carrier is still on top. So I want to place it shiny side up onto the fabric. I'm going to pop this down the bottom just as a little tester, because I just want to show you guys exactly how many things you can do with this HappyFlock. It's pretty amazing. You don't have to have much equipment at all. So I'll pop that on there. Let me show you the drawing around a shape, because I do have a pen. So you could draw onto the back of the vinyl, which is non-shiny. So that is the front shiny side, and that is the back. I know that does look shinier, but you will notice the clear carrier on top, definitely. So I do it on the back of the vinyl and just draw with a regular biro pen. For instance, just drawing a circle. So again, you could use a stencil to draw around, or a template that you've made or printed off. And as you can see, it's just there. So you can then just cut around that. And I definitely recommend making sure all the pen marks have been cut away, just because when you are heat pressing, you don't want the pen marks to transfer to the fabric. So I'm going to cut around that. It's pretty amazing how you can just personalise something so quickly. You could do letters as well. So if you've printed off some letters online, make your own stencil or template, and then you can just draw around them and add initials to cushions, to t-shirts. All you do need is a pair of scissors, the vinyl, and an iron, really. Definitely recommend some happy release paper or greaseproof paper. But once you've got that and your fabric, you're away with personalising. So I've got my little dot shape here as well. I'm going to place it shiny side up onto the fabric. Let's press this, shall we? So press this now. So I'm going to pop the happy release paper on top, make sure it's all central in the HappyPress. Make sure it's all okay. Pop the drawer back in, and then I'm going to press. So if anyone's new here and has just joined, I will show you the front of our cushion cover. Now it's all finished, but I'm just showing a quick demo of how to use either a hole punch or use scissors for cutting the vinyl rather than a cutter. Because if you don't have a cutter, it's still possible to personalise your fabrics with our vinyl. Pop that off. So the love heart and the star already has the carrier taken off, because we did that before we hole punched. So that means they're all attached, and that's it. That's all you have to do. With the other two shapes that I hand cut, one I drew around and one I did freehand, these will need, you just need to make sure they're nice and cool before you peel away their plastic carrier. You will notice that it has a shiny surface. I don't know if you can see that close up. So you don't want to leave that on there. So if you've got shiny areas where they feel really thick, you need to make sure you peel the carrier off, because it should feel nice and lovely and soft once it's been taken away. So they're nice and cool now. Let me show you this close up so you can get a really close up of the satisfaction of this. So as you can see this dot here, I'll peel this one first. So you just want to get the edge of it there, and then peel. And that has a lovely soft surface there. And then with a love heart as well, just get the corner, can be a little bit more fiddly of peeling, but as you can see, it wasn't that hard. You don't have to have nails either. And you've got the love heart there as well. So that is just a simple way of how you could hand cut. So you can get perfectly symmetrical shapes with your hole punch. You can get pretty symmetrical shapes as well by hand cutting. I mean, we've done projects where we've hand cut at shows, and some people have said, how did you do that? We you know, you have to have a cutter, but you don't. You can do it all by hand if you want to. And then let me show you the front for anyone who's just joined. Look at this. How amazing is that? I'm in love with it. I love the colours. They're just so spring summery. And this has been cut on a cutting machine on a Silhouette Cameo 4, but you could easily hand cut this. Imagine creating a stencil out of card with a nice big flower shape, and you could easily draw around that and hand cut it with scissors. Definitely, you'd get the exact same effect. So it really is that easy. So yeah, if you guys have any more questions at all, feel free to pop them below this video and we'll answer it. Or if you have any more questions, head over to our social media channels. We're on Instagram, Facebook and YouTube. We're even on TikTok. So if you guys want to see some funny videos of us, we also have projects over on there, and also more project tutorials over on our YouTube channel. You'll be able to also see, which I mentioned earlier, my last live where I created this lovely table runner for the garden. So imagine what my garden's going to look like with these outside. They look so summery. Yeah, so I'm planning to do another live very soon, and it will be the next step to my garden party look. So if you guys have any ideas for designs or you want to see a certain project, let me know, and I'll make sure I do that, because I want to do projects that you guys love to see, or you want me to experiment with it and see what happens, then let me know down below. But it was lovely to see you guys, and thank you all for joining us, and we'll see you again soon. Have a lovely lunchtime. Bye.